Greetings, friends. It's me, Wayman. Welcome to Religion Think. As I was doing some research for the non-theological Bible setup that I'm doing, I'm trying to put in a timeline on how that would go. And I came across this awesome article in the New Jewish Publication Society Study Bible. And it's in the back. It's on page 2049. I would recommend anybody getting this text. It's a little more honest than evangelical text when they're talking about biblical history and textual criticism. They have less of a problem with it. Here, in this one section, the history of ancestral narratives in Genesis. In the biblical account of the origins of Israel, narratives concerning Israel's ancestors in Genesis chapter 12 to 50 follow the mythic material in chapters 1 to 11. 1 to 11 is the Primeval History. The chronological narratives themselves is set in the early 2nd millennium BCE, but there are no direct connections between the biblical traditions and non-biblical sources. No person or event known from Egyptian, Mesopotamian, or other sources is even mentioned in the biblical narrative. At the relatively few points where the Bible does mention or name rulers, none of them are found in any non-biblical sources. Moreover, at many points in the narrative, the Bible is tantalizingly vague. If the biblical writers had just named, for example, the Pharaoh who took Sarah into his house, or the Pharaoh in whose court Joseph rose to power, he would at least know when the biblical writers thought those events took place and could correlate them with the Egyptian history. The biblical narratives themselves are the result of a lengthy and complicated process of formation, transmission, and editing. Although the reconstruction of that process is hypothetical, there are no doubt that the process itself has led to the inclusion of a large number of anachronisms. Anachronisms. The stories reached the written form in which we have them long after the purported events that they recount, and they often reflected times when they were written or edited, rather than the times which their stories are set. For this reason, it is unlikely that those stories can be useful in reconstructing any particular period in the 2nd millennium. The ancestral stories in Genesis 12 to 50 may preserve some authentic historical memories, but these have been so refracted by the process of transmission and idolization of the ancestors that it is impossible to designate any of the individuals mentioned in Genesis as historical or establish anything resembling a precise chronology. So it's pretty interesting because a lot of this, you're dealing with different elements of material all put into the mixing pot. So some stuff of old may survive, but it'll be mixed in with other things. You see this quite a bit in some of the older Psalms, where it's referencing themes back to really early tribal league Israel, and then all of a sudden, towards the end, you find interpolations of verses which seem to be more modern. So that's pretty interesting. Maybe I'll do a couple examples of some of those in the near future. But just wanted to share that. Take care, friends, and remember, if everybody's thinking alike, then somebody isn't thinking.